What's up, baddies? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that has completely taken over social media, Bravo fan circles, and honestly, anyone who's ever watched a Kandi Burruss confessional and said, that woman works too hard to be dealing with nonsense. Because baby, the divorce saga between Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker has gone from amicable to nuclear almost overnight. We're talking prenup challenges, custody wars, accusations of pressure and manipulation, hidden resentment, financial demands, and even the possibility that Todd had this whole thing planned from the very beginning. That's right, from day one. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, grab your stress balls if you need to, because this tea is boiling hot, and we're about to go step by step through everything that's unfolding in real time. Let's start at the point where everything began unraveling, the house situation. Before the split was even official, conversations were happening about what would be fair if they ever broke up, whether they should sell the house, downsize, or make sure no one gets stuck living somewhere they can't afford on their own. Conversations that normal couples do have. But the tone of these conversations with Todd, girl, a little too hypothetical, a little too specific, a little too invested in the idea of divorce preparations for someone who supposedly believed the marriage would last forever. And that's why so many people are side-eyeing him now. What added fuel to the fire is the fact that Todd seemed less concerned about fairness and more focused on positioning himself. There were moments where, instead of discussing practical shared responsibilities, he'd throw out comments like, well, if we break up, what do I get? Or, what would you do with your money then? And these weren't occasional jokes. His whole vibe suggested that he was already mapping out potential scenarios in his head long before the marriage was even shaky. That's why some fans believe this wasn't just a breakup. This was a strategy that had been quietly building. And baby, Mama Joyce might be out here somewhere celebrating, because she practically prophesied all of this. She said from the beginning that Todd was a smooth-talking opportunist with a big head and big ambitions for Kandi's wallet. And as much as people said she was overprotective or dramatic, she might have been more right than anyone gave her credit for. Once the divorce became public, Kandi tried her absolute best to present a calm, mature front. She swore this wouldn't be one of those celebrity divorces filled with chaos. She said she and Todd were too friendly for that, too sensible, too balanced. She painted a picture of cooperation, and honestly, the world believed her. Kandi has always handled business like a professional, so people assumed the breakup would look the same way. But all of that flew out the window the moment Todd filed a formal response with the court. Not only did he challenge her custody requests, but he went straight for the jugular. He demanded the prenup be thrown out. According to Todd, he was pressured into signing the prenup. He says he was forced to agree to something he didn't want. He says he only had a few hours before the wedding to go over the terms and didn't have his lawyer present. He claims he felt manipulated and had no chance to negotiate. Here's the problem with that narrative. The footage exists. We all watched the wedding special. On camera, Todd pretended to be shocked at the idea of a prenup, even though Kandi had told him repeatedly that she wanted one. He called his lawyer didn't answer. Kandi called her lawyer, and they picked up on the first ring. And then the truth slipped out. Todd hadn't been honest with his own legal team. He didn't tell them Kandi had already arranged to split company earnings fairly and include Todd in joint ventures. He